I don't know about you, but I'm always feeling good when it comes to conversation relating to women. So every Wednesday, we air out our women conversation on the Focal Women Talk. And of course, I am your presenter and your host, Craig Finan Courage Pa. I love to be called Courage. I'm encouraging you, so please join this.
Okay, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching us from. And welcome to the Focal Women Talk, where we have to talk about issues relating to us women. So do not be deterred if you're younger and you say not a woman at a particular age. We are here for you. And fortunately for me, I have someone who is a mentor to me. Let me share exclusive today. And as you can see, she's on the screen now. She's joining us and she's going to be wrapping things up as it relates to contraceptive, and are focusing directly on birth control pills today. So she will better introduce herself. I will not do that, and she will tell you all about herself and why she's here today. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so can you please spell your name?
It's good to be here. Hello, everybody. My name is Josephine Dolo, and well, basically, I'm a healthcare provider. I'm a nurse, uh, mostly into the mental health side of things. I'm an RN, by the way, registered nurse, and well, that's kind of caught my heart today because kind of lived
Yeah.
through it, and also my passion helping young women, and just getting their stuff in order and knowing what to do. Especially now, it's like a heated topic, contraceptives, and so it's good to be here with you, Karsh.
Yeah, thank you. So we have yourself, yours are coming on. So of course we have Miss is it Miss Miss
It's Miss.
Miss okay, we have Miss Josephine Dolo.
Uh-huh.
She's here today and we're gonna be talking about contraceptive. As she introduced herself, she is a registered nurse and she's not based in Liberia here. So if you can understand from the way she speaks, then so she's not based here. She's a Liberian, but she's over there doing what she have to do for herself and that of for a country like Liberia. So sometimes it's not what the country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country.
Correct.
So we jumping straight to the point today. We are talking about contraceptive as we lastly talked the last time we said contraceptive or contraception. Is what prevents pregnancy. So any form of contraception or contraceptives prevent pregnancy. So we talk about the CDs, we talk about the IUD, we talk about the injections, that is the IUD, and there's a lot more connected to the methods of contraceptives. So today we're gonna be basically talking in depth about the birth control pills. Remember, all methods of contraceptives help 99% of preventing pregnancy. Some of them, Miss Dodo, some of them help, but they do not protect you from STDs.
No, they do not.
So I tell people and I tell my young females who are always rushing, I tell them the best thing you can use is condoms because it protects you fully from STDs and preventing pregnancy.
Or you can go 100% and abstain from sex until you're
Yeah.
ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's another one too.
That's
Now
100%
I'm
safe.
today, oh yeah, yeah, you know. So 100% safe. So you're not just safe from illness and all. You are safe from a lot more.
Yeah.
If you just decide to abstain. So that is important. Is educated just so you know. So basically, what is your say as a young girl? And as a young girl, looking at the environment in our country, like burial, the health sector, the educational sector, and I'm a young girl, I'm faced with the basic challenges of life, financial issues, my parents are dead and everything. What can you say for a young girl who is striving towards her education as it relates to her body and the methods of contraceptive? And she wishes to get on it, what can you say to her?
Well, usually the first place to start is the pills. It helps with so many things. Some women, POS, that's the polycystic ovarian syndrome, where you get cysts and stuff. So that's a good way to start. Sometimes when you're a young woman coming of age, your periods are heavy. Sometimes people go for a week, which, is understandable. And so you have doctors come on and say, you can start with the pills, which of course you take 3 weeks, and then you're off for the 1 week or whatever, and then you start all over again. So it will be a good starting point if you're trying to, prevent pregnancy, because that's what we're talking about. But this will not stop you from, exercise every week. So you could do that if you have other issues surrounding your periods and stuff like that. But if we're talking, stopping the prevention with the STI, STDs, the best way to go would be condoms. But, if you want to be fully covered, you can do the pills and also use condoms. So then that will cover you from the STIs.
Wow.
That's what I would say. Or if you want to go 100%, like I mentioned earlier, just abstain from sex. Yeah. So that's the 100% method. But if you're going to more, where like you talk about a young lady where she can't really afford the necessary pills every month, because you have to purchase every month. Yeah. There's so many apps nowadays that you can download, that will show you when you're in your fertile window, what you can see, ovulation. It can track your body temperature, and then you can abstain from sex. So that way, then it will have to be one of those where you can follow that and then use condoms instead of getting the pills, which you have to purchase every single month. So that's another way you could go about it.
Yeah. So we have a pill. Sorry, we have this app. It's called Flow. It's usually on the App Store.
Mm-hmm.
If you have your phone, I think these are things we ought to be going for and be acquiring more information, because you see, the more you learn, you'll be able to help yourself.
Right.
So Flow helps you even if you are having something active. It helps you. They tell you when you are safe, your safe period.
Right.
It tells you when you are ovulating and everything. So there's this thing when you get the birth control pills, the ones they sell in Liberia. When you receive it, it has something at the back. It does not protect you from pregnancy during ovulation. Do you like to talk about it?
Sure. So ovulation will be that 6 days window where you can get pregnant. But mind you, now before that because after your period, everybody have different cycles, right? Yeah. Some people have 20, some people have 28 days. That app will come in. So you have your flow, you got the Ovia, and you got Healthify. There's so many more, you can download and use. And so the ovulation window usually would be 6 days. So in those 6 days, that's when it's, especially people that are trying for kids, those are the window that, you have intercourse. Yep. And that's when you get pregnant. So some of these young girls don't really know about that. And like I said, YouTube too is like a university, right? Sure. You can find anything on YouTube. You just go in there, you put in ovulation, and it will run everything down for you in like little segments. You will find like a 3-minute video to like maybe 30 minutes videos. But basically this 6 days window is where you're most fertile, where as a female, during your cycle, after your cycle, your fallopian tube release an egg, right? And so in that 6-day period, if you are sexually active and you have intercourse, that's when that sperm will meet the egg in those 6 days. But you can actually get pregnant the day before, because usually that will be running into that 6 days. So if you're looking at that time, so maybe you can say 7 days, because the day before can run into that 6-day mark. So if you following your flow on the app and you see that, okay, so from the 1st to the 6 is going to be my fertile window. I'll say to be on the safe side, don't even have sex on the 31st, depending on, because it can run you into, well, the sperm will probably live up to maybe 48 hours or more in the in the cervix, right? So that's the window there. So basically the ovulation is kind of crucial. That's where if not careful, you can have a conception, right?
So many this birth control pill does not protect you when you are ovulating.
Well, basically yes. Well, but your body is kind of set up in a way that, except okay. So if that was if the birth control is estrogen based, because with that, what it does, it stops your eggs from fertilization. Yeah. So you have to know what kind of birth control you're taking to as well. Whereas if it's progesterone or something, then it kind of harden your uterine wall, so that way the sperm cannot fertilize the eggs. So you have to know what kind of birth control you're using. Pretty much, yeah. In order for that to happen or not to happen, yeah.
So, what should I do if I'm taking this pill? If I'm on this pill and I miss a day, like you have the pill for us here now in Liberia, it consists of I think 30 pieces.
Yeah.
If I'm right, it have white and brown. So they have instruction. You see an arrow leading you how you should take it. So what if I go ahead and start to get on birth control, start to take the pill, and just in case I miss a day, what can I do as a young woman?
As a young woman, I think you should just say you should continue. Well, depending on the pill, so other people will be like, oh, you have to start all over. So it's all about following the direction. Because every birth control pill is kind of different, right? But you can continue taking it, because then they'll probably cover you for the next day.
Okay, so can someone who is breastfeeding take this pill as well? Because these are questions people ask young girls.
Well, if you're breastfeeding, depending how young the child, because these are all hormonal pills, right? But when you're breastfeeding or just had a baby, you're most fertile than ever, because that's why a lot of people get pregnant. So I think you can talk to your doctor, but yeah, you can still take it. But with the hormone, usually it will cross over, like your breast milk. So it's just all about what you're taking.
All right.
Yeah.
So these are questions young people. We will open the comment section for you to ask questions. But before then, let's take a break to make some cigarette. When we get back, you will hear from Ms. Josephine Dolo, actually educating you to the more about birth control in our country, Liberia. So thanks for joining us, and let's take this break.
I don't know about you, but I'm always feeling good when it comes to conversation relating to women. So every Wednesday, we air out our women conversation on the Focal Women Talk. And of course, I am your presenter and your host, Craig Finan Courage Pa. I love to be called Courage. I'm encouraging you to please join this platform on Focal Online TV, where we discuss issues concerning women. We talk about health issues, we talk about career issues, we talk about those challenging things we face in our daily lives as women. Please do not be deterred because you are not a woman at a particular age. Be reminded you can be a girl, you can be a teenager.
Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we break it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV.
about you, but I'm always feeling good when it comes to conversation relating to women. So every Wednesday, we air out our women conversation on the Focal Women Talk. And of course, I am your presenter and your host, Greg Finan Courage Pa. I love to be called Courage. I'm encouraging you to please join this platform on Focal Online TV, where we discuss issues concerning women. We talk about health issues, we talk about career issues, we talk about those challenging things we face in our daily lives as women. Please do not be deterred because you are not a woman at a particular age. Be reminded you can be a girl, you can be a teenager, you can be a woman, and you can still join this conversation. Please join me every Wednesday at 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. where I drill you through with an interesting conversation relating to us women. So please stay with me on Focal Online TV, where we bring you innovation to broadcasting. Thanks for watching. I am your host, Greg Finan Sipa, saying have a blessed day.
So welcome back, folks. So for our women talk, welcome back to where we talk about issues relating to women. So of course today, I'm here with Miss Josephine Dolo, and we are talking about contraceptives. Besides our attention has been drawn to birth control pills today, and we talk about these are questions people ask young women. Can I take the pill while I'm breastfeeding? She just told you to contact your healthcare provider if you decide to get on a birth control pill. They too can be able to tell you what method is good enough for you. So as a young lady coming up and you want to get on, or maybe you want to start to plan your family or whatever it is before, don't just listen because your friend is on the pill, your friend is on the injection, you just go ahead and get on it. So it's better you seek medical attention first. Go to the hospital. They do all of your different tests. You know that you are capable for this, and then you start. So whenever you are facing challenges, you go back to the hospital. What may work for Sarah may not work for Peter or may not work for Peter Lynn because we are different in our bodies. So that is for that. So there's this saying in like where you get younger saying that I will not own family planning or one go on family started getting fat. So is there some kind of reaction? Maybe if you're on the IUD or you're on the pills, is there some kind of reaction that make you to get bigger?
Yeah. Because I mean, with hormonal birth control, there's always a how you call it, a chance that everybody is different, right? But mostly what I see is with the depot shots. That's what a lot. Um, so yes, that pills are like take the shot and they don't get much weight gain, and then you have some females will get on the shot or like the birth control. I mean, or the depot shot, and they just gain an enormous amount of weight. So it's a give and take kind of thing. And so that's why where there's a lot of options, some female would choose to go non-hormonal, and that's a little bit of what I want to touch on today too as well. Because with this whole getting fat thing, a lot of women are kind of sensitive about that. Not everybody want to gain, except white people. Some women that really trying to gain some extra pounds and they don't have issues with that. But yeah, it can cause weight gain in many cases, especially the hormonal ones as compared to the non-hormonal birth controls.
So are there risks when you are on the pills? Are there certain risks? So can you tell us about the risks and can you tell us about the benefit? One benefit I know is that it prevents you from pregnancy.
Yeah, that's one of the pros. Yeah.
So what are some of the risks? Because you hear some people who are misled, they will tell me that, they say family planning can give you fibroids, it can give you cancer. These are things you hear young people saying.
Right.
Sometimes they are ignorant about it. So can you please talk about it? Talk about the risks. Whether is it true or not? talk about the breaks and you talk about the benefits.
Yeah. So, every medication you take, there's always adverse effects or side effects. And so I think one of the side effects with the birth control pills or anything like that, especially with hormonal contraceptives, is some women feel like, some like a girl that was saying she felt like she was pregnant, like her breasts were tender, and she would feel nauseated.
Yeah.
Another girl had a really bad where her hair was falling out, like it was thinning out. So now, I think it was and NBC or one of these news channels kind of covered it because a lot of women was protesting that they were going the other route. They didn't want to take, the birth control pills anymore because they were having all these different side effects, or some of them felt depressed. Um, so there's so many side effects, but also when you ask other people, they're on the other side of the fence that they used to have heavier periods, and that was decreased when they started taking the pills, especially if you're taking it to perfection, like how the direction goes. And other people it's just typical, like, okay, I will take it today and I won't take it today. So they won't get the full effect of how the medication is supposed to work, right? So then on the other side, you would hear people like, I had heavy periods, and that was to have hormonal acne, and my skin started to clear off. So those are some of the pros and cons, or side effects, and good outcomes of the pills. But of course, too, it's serving its purpose of prevention of pregnancies is the main goal of these contraceptives. So yeah, there's many.
So looking at the birth control pills, looking at the contraceptive method, if I'm asked to ask you this question, what do you prefer? Do you prefer a young lady having an abortion, or do you prefer a young lady being on contraceptives?
I will say contraceptives, just because it's just a personal preference. But where if that's her body. If she chooses to go the other route, that's up to her too. But from my personal, opinion or like preference, I would say contraceptives. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said you love to talk about the non-hormonal. I think you were saying something you wanted to talk about it in depth.
Yeah. So basically, because lately it's been a lot of concerns about the side effects of hormonal contraceptives, and some stuff women are going through that's unthinkable and stuff like that. So basically, with the non hormonal contraceptives, you have your condom for sure, right? Or if you want to go to the extreme, which is not advisable, like for me, which is the vasectomy, which some people, they say it's kind of reversible, but it's kind of not, because as a woman, they're clipping off um your how you call it, your ovaries and stuff like that, so you can't, the egg will not be able to meet with the sperm, so that's kind of permanent. That's one way, like non-hormonal, but that's kind of extreme. And then you also have your condom that we talk about, which is non-hormonal, that will help with some things. Then we have the copper IUD, right? The copper IUD is the one that is kind of inserted like the hormonal IUD, but just that this one, it lasts longer and don't give you hormones. Basically, it's just like a piece of copper thing that insert, by the professional, of course, inserted into your cervix, and is there for about 10 years. Is a long acting thing. Some people tend to keep it for 12 years, right? And there's a higher percentage, like say you're maybe 90 something percent of prevention of pregnancies, right? And then also you have something called Well, basically, it's kind of like a cap that is less common, but it's a cap that you put over your cervix. So that way, if you're having intercourse, it will prevent the sperm from entering the cervix to fertilize the egg. But that's like I would say maybe at least 50 to 70% protection because uh, give or take, if your partner have a enlarged penis, that might knock it off. Or if you're having rough intercourse, that would take it off too as well. So it's not as safe as if you're wearing a condom or whatever. Yeah. So those are all you know other things that you could use other than the hormones, IUD, and your pills. Yeah. So yeah, those are.
So these days you hear females saying there's this method in Liberia. Young girls say they pull and trap method.
Pull out method too. Yeah,
So
I skipped that
I really want you to talk about the pull out method because since it's not actually safe.
No,
it's not safe.
That's why I didn't even mention the test.
I mean, you didn't realize method.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, people are saying I prefer the pull out method, and these are things that we young girls do, and sometimes we face the challenge of being pregnant.
Yeah, because that's just kind of like dancing on the edge, right?
Yeah.
So it's like probably maybe 20 to 30% because understand this now. If a guy is about to ejaculate, it's a possibility that there's a pre-cum, right? And even with that would make you pregnant as it is. So it's like I said, it's not even as safe. Yeah. So if we're talking maybe other method was like 99% or like 80, that would be probably on the 50 to 20% of protection.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think method people that
Some people's dream is, how you say, oh yeah, the puller was weak. Like
yeah.
not. Some people choose to do that, except and that comes with a lot of trust too with you and your partner. But it's to say it's not really effective.
100%.
Yeah.
It's not even 50%.
No, it's not.
So what do we have to say to a young lady who have 4 children and this person she stays with or married to does not want her to get on any form of contraception? Right? What is the best thing she can do? Meaning she's not up to letter. I should say that she's not really, really well educated to use a sophisticated phone to keep track of flow and all of those things. And she don't know how to even track her period, the cycle, calculation and everything. And her husband is saying, I don't want to use any method of contraception, meaning the condoms, the IUD. I don't want you using it and I don't want to use any of them. And she has maybe 4 or 5 children, but she don't want to have any other. What can you say to them?
Well, with that being said, it'll probably be between she and the partner and about what she wants, because at the end of the day, the partner will have to understand that that's her body. She's carrying the baby, and like if she don't want to have an extra kid, that's up to her, right? I mean, but then again, it's just about where they're at in the relationship and what. But like you said, if she didn't go to school or stuff like that, that it'll be kind of hard to track it. But if she's in tune with her body, she can set out a way where if she has a period at this time, she knows to like maybe abstain, or then there'll probably be problem in the home too. If you say she's withholding sex from him and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to really say what she should do, but at the end of the day it should be up to her, and maybe just sitting down having that conversation with your partner, because at the end of the day she's the one carrying that baby.
Yeah, so you see the reason why I spoke about this on a range of 50 to 100, these cases occur a lot of times. And that's the reason why you see people, if you take a look at the rural areas, yes, these are reasons. Sometimes you even go there, you see a guy is beating his wife.
Yeah.
And most of these cases occur in Bon County.
Mm.
I'm not being biased, but
Mhm.
I've been working in a few for a very long time. And most of these cases occur in Bon County. Like, I don't want to have a child again. I don't want to have children because I already have six, seven. And all of them are not going to school. So for that young lady to be, even if she goes and she confronts that young man,
Yeah.
he says no.
Yeah.
Like, she's at the point, what can I do? So I want us to, I don't know whether there's a way that these people needs to be, even if they are not up to level, there's a way we can help them, put them on track so
So,
that.
I'm thinking the best way would be, because that would be, that's her body and she has a right and that's her privacy.
And that's what she
The
wants.
Yeah, and the best way to do that would be IUD, because there's no way you would tell, and that it's in there for a decade, 10 years. Yeah, and if she wants to go with the non-hormonal side, she can get the. I don't know if you guys, is the market here with the contraceptives. The upper one is non-hormonal, so she can use that. Put that in. It takes her for 10 years. Some people keep it in for 12 years. And so, if it knocked out, all she have to do is just return back to the healthcare center, and then they reinsert it. He doesn't have to know about it. That's another way.
That's another way.
Yeah, because when it comes down to it, some of these people, they're of age and they're having issues or complications. Having a kid is no joke.
Yeah.
It takes a toll on your whole body. So imagine having about 6 or 7 of them. Yeah, and it's not easy in this country. Yeah, so that it can be she has a right to her body, so she can do that secretly, and yeah.
You have to take a skin.
Because usually with these IUDs, usually you see women that don't want to go the route of um, a vasectomy would do the IUD because it's long acting and it's just in there. You don't have to do anything about it, as compared to like your spermicide. Okay, that's another form of non-hormonal contraceptive where you put that in and it kills the sperm before it hits the egg. That's like a gel that you use and just insert it, right? And so that spermicide, it worked in line with the cup I was telling you about, the one that you put on you put that on and put it on. But yeah, that's one method. IUD is long acting and you don't have to play with it about it once it's already in. So
we have this Lydia contraceptive pills in Liberia, and it's in a form like this. It's shaped like this, and only one pill is on it. So young girls nowadays take this particular pill. That's why I wanted to have Lydia here today.
So is that the Plan B after
Yes.
it's like an emergency contraceptive?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, that too. Usually you take it within 24 to 72 hours.
72 hours.
Yeah, after you have intercourse. Yeah. So basically what it does is it kind of attacks the sperm and it prevents it from, it's like a spermicide. So it prevents it from, hitting the egg and fertilizing it. So with that, it's just like an emergency thing. It doesn't prevent you from STI entry as well. So, but just pregnancy.
Okay, this is how we wrap up. We learn a lot of things today, folks. We learn about different types of mental. It's not only the pills. We talk about the IUD. Oh, she talks about a lot more. The condoms. We talk about the pills, and then there's an injection too as well. They give 3 months. Some of them they have. I think when they put it in your arm, you feel this. Yeah,
that's the depot.
Yeah. So there's a lot more, but then another thing you can do as a young lady is just to abstain. That's the best method. So we have Miss Josephine Doro, as she wrap up things. She talks about the risks and she talks about the benefits. The first benefit you ought to know is that it prevents you from getting pregnant.
Yes.
Do not trust the pull out method. It's not actually good for you. Don't take the risk so that you can say we said it or I heard it somewhere else. So, Madam Josephine, you've been here for a very long time. How do you look at the space of the social space of the young girls nowadays in Liberia, and how do you think you can make an impact in Liberia?
Well, as it is right now, is kind of heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of, and I get it too, especially if you're in the third world country. This country has suffered a civil war for
Yeah,
so
so
many
very
years, and still the country is coming back, but it's still like way on the other side of the spectrum, and especially it being one of the oldest republic in Africa, you would think we'll be far ahead by now, but it's not the case. So now you're looking at these young girls who basically most of them are kind of like the breadwinner of their families, which is kind of heartbreaking. Some of them are going to school, but then you got that thing where they can't really focus if they, you know, that kind of weight of keeping the houses on their shoulders. So what brought me here today is just my passion for the community and helping young women and children. That's kind of my passion. So, but for what I see is that how you can help these ladies pretty much just educating them. If you educate a woman, you kind of educate a nation, right? I don't know who said that, but that's amazing.
That's one thing. All of the feminists, the
Yeah,
advocates using real for sure.
yeah, but it's some of these young girls don't. If you don't know, you don't know. But anyways, knowledge is power. So I'm saying like we got to empower them by educating them about their bodies and that it's precious and there's other alternatives. You don't have to sell your body to there's other ways that you can survive. You know. Um, so with that being said, like my work would be to really partner with Team ND. You, of course, everybody on board just to basically awareness. Like this show, I think is amazing, especially focusing on young women in this country. Um, Another thing will be to getting it out there so a lot of people can see it or hear it. And if you know better, you do better. So that's one way, just to empower young girls.
Yeah. So you see, empowerment comes with a lot of things. Yeah, it comes with a lot of things. But nowadays in our country, like Liberia, women what you can learn as it relates to you baking, you going to school to fix hair, that is empowerment. It's good, but where these girls are located, if you can take them from there, make them have to go back there again,
Right.
and they empower them, they give them a brighter future, they are able to be like, oh, I can do this, sustain myself, so definitely can go back. So all of a sudden, I've been thinking about this kind of thing. You see, there's this day in town around the Asthma Street Way, and then we were parked at a demonstration. And this young girl, I was with my colleague, they came up to the car and she said, can you please help me with money so that I can buy water to take my medicine? And I said, what kind of medicine? And she said, oh, I was close to her, talking to her, but I saw her condition.
Yeah.
So I said, what kind of medicine or why you want water? Let me buy the water for you because sometimes you get going small.
Yeah.
So she said, no, I'm a TB patient.
Yeah.
And she was home. And she said, I just want to JFK. Then she showed me her medical report. And it brought her to my heart because, she doesn't even have money to buy water to take her medicine. So how she's going to be consistent to end that particular treatment? And it's another one. So that's a way. We are not even making money for prostitution. And if you see Kanako Simple, she is a prostitute. She is doing that job just to sustain herself.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more, but it comes along with a lot of risks because first they engage them.
Yes.
It's something that you have to be brave to do. So there are younger girls out there. I was thinking about the rural area, but you don't really find prostitution even though it's kind of different. There are different prostitutes in Liberia. I
Yeah,
could be
yeah.
talking to you, yeah, ma'am, I'm a prostitute.
Yeah. It's kind of it's not looked down upon as
Yeah,
how you
the
see
way we
those
think
guys.
about
You
it.
know.
So I was thinking there's a way that you could go to them. You could go to them, acquire. You sometimes you even ask them, tell you go live with me, I don't have problem.
Yeah.
And some of them parents are over there, but because of what they are doing, so their parents just draw back.
Shy away. Yeah.
So there's a lot more. We go on a few, talk to them. Some of them who are ill, reach out to them. And even if there are hundreds of people, 2 or 3 will remove from there. That is the aim for
that's
just
the end
one
goal.
person.
Yeah, the end goal. Yeah.
And mind you, that one person can be able to change 4 to 5 person. So you see your friend. So that's how it is. There's a lot more to do in Liberia. It's just about you taking the front page.
Right.
It's not basically, it's not, I think consistency matters, commitment. So you don't just start because of the theme. And that's why young people do nowadays.
Oh yeah.
So you start because of the theme, you draw your audience attention, people try to put money, and then all of a sudden you just slow down. So there's a lot more you can look at as a health worker, and let's try to go in that direction and make things work.
Right. And what I see about that, when you're building a team to actually work with these kind of people, you got to find people that are passionate.
Yeah.
You find volunteers, because money is a motivation, but when you have passion, the money it doesn't matter, right? I took this from one. His name is Sadhguru. He's from India, so he built this enormous non-profit place, but all of his workers are all volunteers. He don't pay them a dime. Why? Because they're passionate about his vision, and and they want to push it. So the money is not the issue.
Yeah.
They're just there to work and get this thing out there across and help a lot of people. So going forward, this is about building teams of people that is passionate about what they do. Yeah. And that's what you mentioned the fame. Then it won't matter to them if $1 million sitting for a budget as compared to $5.
Yeah.
You understand? It's all about the passion. But speaking of that, going into their community and really rallying around these people, putting your arms around them, is all about getting where they're at, basically, not like you're just going there to put the cameras in these people's faces because you got the time that day. It's real problems, real issues they're going through. Yeah. So, and then with that being said, we have to get packages or stuff that we can actually give, especially like the prostitutes, like maybe giving out condoms or sanitary products, pads, and stuff like that. That it might not do much, but it would do something to live another day.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah. Yeah. Sometimes we even go in debt, and there are children who are also selling on the streets as well. We go there for them. And let's be balanced when it comes to this gender thing, because boys are being affected now.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes from our culture, Liberia, it's just starting to hit us because you see some boys very have been very affected. So it have started to hit us. So parents are kind of being more protective. But mind you, we could go both ways, boys and girls. Vendors on the street, we talk to them. Those prostitutes, in the sector of the NGOs, we don't refer to them basically as prostitutes.
Sex workers.
Yes. So we call them the sex workers, so that they don't feel intimidated. Sometimes it brings up a lot of our stigma on them. Even the people who are taking drugs, we call them disadvantaged youth. So we call them youth at risk. Instead of calling them disadvantaged youth and SOHOs and all those things, we call them youth at risk. So we have our commissioner watching. We have few females who are watching. I'm following from New Georgia Township. Thanks to you, commissioner. He's a commissioner for this township.
Okay.
So he's watching you. Thanks to you, ma'am, for joining us today. We appreciate it. Sure, there's a lot more to be talking about, a lot more to be working on. So we appreciate you a whole lot, and it's my prayer that you make it happen. Let this let this be our moment of transformation.
Yes. Yes.
Now, what your country can do for you.
What you can do for your country, yeah.
So it was nice having you here today. Sorry we cannot give out our number, but she's open for whenever you need help, you need counseling, you can contact us.
Yeah.
We will VIA. You come to our office. We form a place where you can sit and you and her can talk. If you need special counseling, we cannot share her number out because of security reasons. And of course, she's not here for a very long time. We cannot tell you when she's going back because I don't know. So this is how we wrap things up for the day. Do you have any last parting statement that you want to say?
Well, I was just going to say it's amazing being here, and I just want to, commend you guys for what you're doing in the community. It takes a whole lot to do this, especially when you're volunteering. So yeah, let's keep working. And I'm excited to be here and be on the team. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Madam Josephine Dolo. It was nice having you here today. We have wrapped up the issue of contraception. I don't know whether I will host the lady again, but they're asking for another day. So I think we have said what we have to say, and we hope you get something from it. Feel free to visit us on our platform. You can send a message. When you send a message to Focal Online TV, it gets to us who reply to you if it is relating to the Focal Women Show.
Yeah, and plus I was going to say too, in case they need information or to get stuff, maybe we can put some stuff under the video, like the females are watching the those apps or stuff that they can follow to track or other things you slow or like I said again, YouTube is the whole university by itself, so utilize it.
Yeah, so that's great. I think that. So I think we'll do a post tomorrow.
Yeah.
About contraceptives and just share it there.
Yeah.
And do some posting. Yeah, that's pretty much. Thank you.
Yeah.
So thank you folks for joining us today. My name is Rekina Karachkar and I'm wrapping things up with Madam Josephine Dolo. We say happy Wednesday to you. Happy pre-ladies night. Today is ladies night. Go out there. You spend your own money
and be safe.
Don't forget all of the measures we talk about. I know you guys love one night thing, but just do it for the sake of your money and all of the future. Because whatever mistake you make today, it might affect you in the nearest future. Thanks for joining us today. I love you and I appreciate you. Bye bye.